wrap.
Yeah, this be a short one, I guess. Who wants to lead off? Eric. Go ahead, Evan.
Bochy, you guys won 90 games this year, and I think that your local media, myself included, have spent the last 10 days talking about everything that's wrong with this team. Can you talk a little bit about what you feel like you guys have done really well this year?
Yeah, first of all, I think you have to look at the talent on this ball club. I mean, we had, 6 guys make the All-Star team, so it shows you that this is a really good ball club. Now, we've had to deal with a lot, of course, a lot of injuries, which a lot of clubs have, but, what this club has shown all year is a lot of heart, and after some tough losses, tough streaks, they just do a great job of being resilient and bouncing back, and so that's what I'm proud of about this team is how they haven't let the adversity affect them, how they come out every day ready to play.
So is Sunday for you? Was Sunday another one of those adversity moments? Like, do you have to bounce back now, or do you feel like you're in a good spot just going into the playoffs?
Yeah, Sunday's over, so we're not even thinking about Sunday now. Sure, there's always disappointment after a loss, and it's obvious that was a big game, and we were doing all we could to win that ball game, but it didn't happen. So, what matters now is how you deal with it, how you handle that, and these guys, getting back to what I was just talking about, have done a great job of handling this in the right way. And I said once we get to Tampa, that this team would be very excited about being in the postseason, and they are.
Go right here in the front.
Boch, what has this last week or so been like for you from, Anaheim to Seattle and now here? Like, it feels a little bit like an emotional roller coaster, everything that's happened. Like, can you really put that into words?
Well, it has been. It's been a roller coaster. Yeah, you got that right. We're fighting to get to the postseason. We've had our ups and downs. I mean, we got off to a great start, and then we had to deal with a lot. In August, great start of the month, and then next thing we know, we're in third place at one point. So, but like I said, this team has done a great job of bouncing back, and here we are going into Seattle. We need to win a ball game. We lose the first one after having to lead 2-1 in the ninth. We lose that one, and but they found a way in Game 3 to get it done. So it's been a little bumpy, the ups and downs, but it's been a great ride, and you have to savor it, enjoy these rides, and appreciate them. Just goes to show you it's not that easy. And the last lap is always the toughest, and we found that out. And so, hey, we're here, and so just looking forward to a great series.
Bruce, just what has Jordan Montgomery meant since coming to your ball club and helping stabilize the rotation?
No, I'm with you. He has stabilized his rotation, with the injuries, losing Nate, and, of course, Scherzer, earlier DeGrom. We need somebody to step up and help us. Dunning's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting, both in the pen and in the rotation. But Jordan, he's been so consistent at giving us 6 or 7 innings, and that became an issue with us there for a while. But he's the guy that's been doing that. So great job by our front office getting him here.
Hey, Boch, I'm just curious about the overall thought about this team and how you've tried to infuse your culture into this clubhouse. And like you said, you guys have been through a lot, but can you talk about the underlying tones that you want to bring to your team in terms of creating the culture moving forward, regardless of what happens in this playoff series?
Right. Well, the one thing I really wanted to create is a sense of unity here, and that's to play as one. And that was the message in spring training. Hey, we're in this thing together, and really the only way it's going to work is if we do that, and that's to create that environment, and so that has. It doesn't just happen. It happens because you work at it. And these guys have done a great job of working at it and even talking about it. And so I could just get a good feeling that the culture. It started with Chris Young, obviously, and it comes down to myself, our staff, and the players. And I just got a good feeling early in the season that this team, that's how they wanted to approach it. I think the sense of confidence with the new players that were brought in, the pitchers, I think that sent a sense of confidence too. That hey, we're good, but we got to play together here and have that cohesiveness, that togetherness that you need to be a winning ball club.
Did that unity allow you to have this resilience that we've seen?
I'm sorry.
Did the unity that the team has?
Oh, I think so.
allow you to have resilience?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it happens. They're all pulling for each other. They're all helping each other, supporting, or maybe even getting on each other. Holding each other accountable to going out there and doing things right. So, yeah, that's part of it.
Bruce, Eovaldi's for sure game 2, right?
Yes.
What did he show you Friday night? I know it started out great, didn't end well, but it seemed like his stuff was there for a couple innings at least, and like he's maybe cleared some obstacles.
Yeah. No, stuff was there. It was where we were hoping it would be. I'm sure where he was hoping it would be. I'm talking about the delivery, the stuff, everything. They just found a way to get some hits there. That had a couple long innings. I could have left them out there. It was still a ball game at that time. The one ground ball that got through. That's at somebody. He's out of that inning. He goes a little bit further, but he had to throw a lot of pitches last couple innings. But no, he showed the stuff and really the command. I think you look at the early go in that game. He was the Nate that we know.
Also, does Tampa Bay, the way they go about things, make your job harder? With
You have to go a little bit further with that.
with the way they utilize platoons and
Okay,
matchups.
you're talking about, yeah. No, I mean, come on. It's a really, really good team. Cash does a great job. They had 99 wins. They get really good pitching, and they have a lot of versatility. They're left, right-handed bats. They got 3 lefties on the bench, three righties today. So, they have the ability to platoon more so than us. We don't do a lot of pinch hitting, as you know, but they're a team that has that flexibility, put guys at different positions. So, yeah, it's a very very balanced club too. They have speed. They can run. They play the game well.
Go over on your left here, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce. I'm Andy with the Rays. Nice to meet you. You've been in postseasons more than almost anybody and had amazing success. I'm curious how you approach it now than in your earlier days managing, whether it be with San Diego in the postseason or all those years with the Giants. Do you approach postseason the same way? Have you learned anything about yourself as a manager? Are these just not any old games, but do you manage them the same or aggressively? Do you appreciate the moment differently? How are you at this stage of your career compared to earlier days as a manager?
Yeah, I don't know how much different I do things, but to your point, I think I appreciate them now more than ever. I've been on the other side a lot of years, and so you have to really savor, what happens when your team gets to the postseason. You appreciate the ownership, front office that gave you the resources, the tools to get there. But so I enjoy it more. I'll be honest. A lot of people go, "Well, was that fun?" Well, I don't know if fun's the right word, especially early years. But you do have to enjoy it more and just embrace it and be thankful. Now, I think you don't play quite the same, to be honest. I mean, there's no margin of error, or not as big a margin of error as you have during the season. So, yeah, things are done a little bit different, as they should be. How you handle your pitching or moves that you make, It's not like you can go, well, I'm going to save my pitching for tomorrow. It's a little bit different game now.
Back here in the front.
I think I asked you this a couple days ago in Seattle, but Jonah has caught a lot of games in a row. I mean, what are you seeing from him? He doesn't seem like he's tiring, but that seems almost different these days.
Yeah, he was a horse for us, but that's not something that hasn't been done. It's funny when you look at the other catchers that were in the same situation. They were out there every day too. That just goes with the territory when you're in a race to win your division. But I thought he handled it well. In fact, he got really probably the biggest hit in Game 3 with that 2-strike hit. To add a couple more runs. But his catching's been really good. Here he caught the last game, a day game, 12 o'clock game after coming back from the other game, and we lost 1-0. So great job of him handling Dunning and Martin Perez, and of course Hernandez. So no, he's handled it fine. I'm really proud of him. I mean, he came to go every day. I got him off the field a couple of times when the things went awry with the game, but no, I thought he did a good job of being able to manage the workload that we threw at him.
Boch, with your, shall we say, extensive travel schedule as of late, was there anything special that you did to try and energize your ball club coming into this, or are we at the postseason and you just don't even need to worry about that?
Well, I think the one thing I wanted to do is just get them away from the ballpark yesterday. We had a couple guys that came in through bullpens, and I think one guy hitting a cage, but I thought that was probably the most important thing we could do at this point. I mean, it's 5.5 hour flight from Seattle, tough loss, a grind of a schedule. We got in Seattle at, I don't know what time it was, 3 in the morning from Anaheim. I'm still trying to figure out how this is still going on with these late flights. But I just wanted them guys to get away, reset, and I thought that was the most important thing for them right now.
Thanks for coming in, Bochy.
Yep.
Nathan Eovaldi will go first here. Who wants to lead up?
Nate, you've pitched in some big postseason games. How are you, feeling going into tomorrow?
No, I feel really good. Mechanically, physically, I feel really good. We were able to accomplish a lot this season, but I mean, that's what we set out to do in spring training, and this is it. Obviously it was to win the division. We tied, but this is, we got to go now, and at this moment, the regular season doesn't matter or anything. What we did to get here, it's the team that gets the hottest and has the most fun, in my opinion, and goes out there and wins it.
Do you feel like that each start you've made since coming back from the IL, it's gotten incrementally better? Like, is that how you feel after each one of them so far?
I do, yeah. I feel like mechanically I've been feeling a lot better. Just being able to repeat it. The fastball's been feeling better coming out. I feel like the shapes of my pitches have been a lot better. It's just, again, getting that consistency and just being able to, really limit my misses.
What did you take away from your last start? It was so good early.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just the way I ended up attacking those guys. I didn't adjust with the way I should have attacked, and they made the adjustments that they needed to, and they were able to do some damage on me. My fastball and splitter I thought played really well, and again, I think it just came down to me not adjusting out there, which I feel like I've made those adjustments now, and I realize what the mistakes I did make were, and now it's just learning from those mistakes and not doing it again.
Over on your right, Christy.
You have had so much experience pitching against this organization, which is kind of a unique organization. What does that bring for you going into this, and what's the challenges they present?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a very scrappy team. They've got power. They've got really everything it takes. They got the power to be able to drive the ball out, to make contact. They got speed. I feel like they don't really take any outs for granted. They're running down the baseline hard, and their defense is really good. But I mean, for me, it's just being able to go out there and use all of my pitches. You can't just rely on one or two, and really just working ahead. I feel like that's kind of the same for all the teams. You start to fall behind guys, and they're able to drive some pitches out and do some damage. But you want to make sure that you're out there and you stay in control the entire time.
Go over on your left, Nathan.
Hey, Nate, you were with the Rays in 2018, so you know this organization well. And that's 5 years ago now, and a lot has happened. I'm curious how you remember those couple of months with the Rays. That was after your second Tommy John, and then you're traded to Boston and had great success. You pitch well here too. When you look back at that segment of your career, how do you think of it now? How important was that in getting you to this kind of next level?
No, yeah. I mean, I'll forever be grateful for the Rays. You know, in 17 and 18, they went out on a limb and picked me up when I couldn't throw a ball. You know, I was rehabbing for my second Tommy John, and I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You know, when you have a surgery like that, especially the second time, and you know, I was able to come back healthy, and they took really good care of me. You know, I rehabbed all 17, and then in 18 I came back, and I was able to make my starts. I had loose bodies when I came back at the beginning of that season as well. So. You know, I don't take anything for a grain of salt. It's just, again, you know, very thankful for everything that they were able to do over here. Kyle Snyder was pitching coach at the same time, and he did a tremendous job. You know, I learned my cutter when I was over here, and just the ability to use all my pitches.
Stay over here on the left.
And also, with all the postseason experience you've had, how much do you think that helps you, and how has it helped you or how do you think it will help you tomorrow in terms of whether it's mentally, physically?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that experience. You know, that first time when you're out there, you know, the game seems like it's going by really quick. You know, there's a lot of excitement. You feel very tired after the games, even in the games that you're not participating in, just because you know what's at stake and you know what's on the line. And you come back from those games, and I feel like it's easy to go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really staying up too late after the game or replaying anything. It's just, you know how important sleep is and that recovery side of things. So, you know, again, I've been very fortunate to have some experience in the postseason, and it comes down to the little things. You know, we talk about it all year, just trying to dominate the fundamentals and just being out there. And again, you want to try to simplify things as much as possible, and you don't want to overanalyze too many things. So just go out there and play that same game and try not to mess up.
What have you seen out of Jordan Montgomery since he got here in early August? Is something that stands out about him or has impressed you since he's gotten here?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got a very good feel for all of his pitches, you know, especially mechanically. You know, he senses if he's being a little too quick, things like that, but he's been able to go out there and give us quality innings. You know, I think he's gone 6 or 7 every start that he's had out there, and it's been very good innings. He's been able to mix his pitches up very well, and it's very nice when you can get that, especially from starting rotation, and, you know, it makes that transition to the bullpen a lot easier with the way that he pitches and his style of pitching.
How important has Jonah been for your success and also the rest of the rotation success this season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think back. It's hard to remember when he had a day off. You know, it's like that consistency from a catcher, it's very hard to come by, and especially what he's able to do at the plate. You know, the quality of at-bats that he's been able to have and his ability to be able to drive the runs in and work good at-bats. And again, though, like for him on my side of things, just being able to block guys, he controls the running game really well. He's got a cannon back there behind the plate, and it's one of the things that the Rays do really well is run the bases. So he's going to be big for us this, you know, during this stretch, and the game calling too. You know, everything with Maddox and Bobby, preparing him, getting him ready for the games, and just being able to listen and make adjustments as we go on helps out a lot.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Nate.
Yeah.